The natural world does not merely recoil from the encroaching metallic stain of the system. It begins to fight back with an ancient tectonic fury. And in A Druid's Wrath, the explosive fourth movement of Nicholas Searcy's Path of Dragon saga, the earth itself becomes the deadliest combatant. Searcy, the ruthless chronicler of ecological apocalypse, magical evolution, and the raw, unadulterated instinct for dominance, delivers a high-octane, visceral masterpiece that proves that when the world is forcibly restructured into a game of levels and stats, the most dangerous players are those who can command the very roots of reality. This isn't a story of casual progression or heroic altruistic questing. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining ecological balance in a world being constantly patched by alien intelligences. The perilous collision between a druid's reverence for the land and the absolute, unchecked malice of those who seek to consume its essence, and the terrifying truth that when you channel the wrath of a planet, you don't just win the fight, you become a force of nature that the system itself fears. Searcy hooks his audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A protagonist tasked with protecting a rapidly mutating, dungeon-choked wilderness is forced to navigate a landscape where every leaf is a sensor, every predator is a boss, and every decision to intervene has a global, system-wide cost. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's calculated descent into the Druid's Wrath, a state of absolute, elemental synchronization that allows them to warp the terrain, summon ancestral beasts, and rewrite the local dungeon scripts to favor their own survival. As they traverse the shattered, magically infested corridors of the old world and the vibrant, lethal landscapes of the new, they realize that their druidic power is not a gift. It is a biological firewall that the system is trying to burn down to standardize the map. The investigation into the sudden coordinated expansion of the Iron Dungeons, structures designed to strip the land of all organic life, quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match, as they discover that the system is not just playing a game, it is preparing the planet for total, mineral-level extraction. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly growing territorial guild of beast-bonded survivors, the constant, suffocating threat of reality glitches that turn whole regions into barren static zones, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical ecology, radical, improvised shapeshifting, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their world become another depleted, system-owned asset. Searcy's writing style is unapologetically visceral, machine-gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of LitRPG, ecological jargon, sharp, cynical survivalist wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, tending to the corrupted groves, optimizing ability synergies for combat, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant stewardship, with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the system's automated harvest drones. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the dungeon sprawl, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, environment-scaled behemoths into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered mutation, every executed elemental shielding maneuver, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes A Druid's Wrath an exceptional entry in the post-apocalyptic LitRPG canon is Searcy's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven druid whose stewardship of the land is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with ecological collapse into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic wilderness to outmaneuver a system that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse, and the true scope of the wrath is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the system's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of nature and progression, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.